Cheetos, can you sponsor a girl? And can you make these permanent? These are Chipotle Ranch. Listen, I have been filming for 3 hours. One of those hours I spent on those shadow palettes trying to make them work. I felt like a toddler playing with blocks for the first time, okay? I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat my feelings, okay? Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you guys with a review slash tutorial on Reina Rebelde. This is a Latina owned makeup brand. They reached out and decided to send me a nice little PR package. This isn't my first PR package. I think I had mentioned it on one of my posts when I was trying to figure out which palette to use. So anyway, they reached out and they sent me this beautiful box. And I cried like a little bit, just in ching-ching, you know, ching-ching, just cried a little bit. It was funny that I was like, oh, I know a lot of my viewers, or a few, not a lot, I'm acting like but anyway, they're like, you know, why don't you do a tutorial in Spanish? But the real reason is yo soy Latina, yo soy puertorriqueña, yo hablo español, pero no sé comunicarme bien con cosas de maquillaje. So my tutorial is going to be very Spanglish. Because blending, I don't know how to say blending in Spanish. It's just not going to come out right. Okay? Con un booty blender. Y me voy a poner así, ching ching, pam pam. You know, like it's just going to... It's just gonna be a mess if I was to do a Puerto Rican or a Spanish Puerto Rican, a Spanish tutorial. So we just maybe one day. We just don't know. We just don't know what the future brings for us. But it is what it is. Anyway, I received this package right here. I'm not focused. Everything that I will show you guys is on their website, which I will leave linked down below. Now, I haven't tried any of the stuff. I opened it because I had to show the teenager. The teenager gets first dibs and seeing everything before you guys do. I'm sorry, not sorry. I received, y'all ready for this? I received quite a bit of their stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on it. If there's things I don't like, if I like it all, if I don't like it all, you guys are gonna get my honest opinion. I wasn't paid to do this video. This isn't sponsored. This is just out of excitement. I want to showcase this brand. You guys know that I do my Latina owned series or Latino owned series here on my channel, and I did want to expand this year. Of course, I'm gonna also be doing a lot of indie brands, Black owned beauty, Latino owned beauty, of course, and yada yada yada. So hi, Meowgie. What's up, dog? How you doing? He wants to play with the box. How about this? We're going to start off with brows. They sent me 2 brow-like products. One of them is called Frida, which I think is the darker out of the 2. Oh, now the packaging is dope as hell. It's all black, so you don't really see the color. Frida is named after Frida. Ooh, okay. I'm like shaky. There's a little smudge on there. There's no smell to it. It's like a dark brown. The other color we have is La Doña, and I think it's lighter. Yep. So La Doña is way more warm-ish. It's almost like a neutral brown. You could definitely use this as a base. I wouldn't use it on my brows. I use really dark colors on my brows. So for eyeliner brushes, out of all brushes, is my favorite brush. My Smith 203 brush. It's a pricey number, but it works. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take its virginity. Okay, so that's the swatch of it right there. It's a brown. Oof, this is gonna make my brows look real warm, but I'm wearing a pink wig, so whatever, because doing my brows, it's tedious. Ooh. This is definitely warming up my brows. The Rebel eye paint for brows and eyes is $16, which I don't think it's bad. These products like this last a long time. Let's see if it says anything. It comes in the 2 shades that they sent. Extremely long wearing. They said it could be used as an eyeliner, eyeshadow, or eyeshadow base. And you can mix 2 shades to make a custom shade for yourself, which most products you could do that with. Some people just don't think about it. I don't know. We're gonna leave the brows. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Makeup Atelier palette. I'm going to take a little bit of the black shadow. I use it for my wigs. And I'm just going to lightly kind of press messily so it doesn't look so harsh on those brows. So I'm just showing you guys a trick. If you have like a nice, like a brown hairs or whatever, or you like these, like I'm literally just pressing this in messily so that you could still see like the dimension of color. That looks so much better. I do hope that they expand their shade range. So next thing, I'm going to contour, I guess. I'm going to be using the Reina Rebelde Coqueta. This is a trio on your face contour. It's called Coqueta. And the packaging, guys, on this, look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is like gorgeousness. It's very sturdy. It's got a gorgeous mirror. Oh, hi camera. I need a new one. And this is the trio. You get a bronzing or contour shade. You get a nice little blush and a highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the contour. The powder is very soft, really pretty. This is something I fucks with. The blush, it doesn't look as pigmented, but again, I don't know, it's got this nice sheen. It almost reminds me of NARS Orgasm because I've swatched that so many times. And then the highlight, it's like a pearlescent, soft, opal-y color. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. My Sigma F25 brush, I think I know it by now. Ooh, there's some kick up with this, so you probably don't need much. Tap off the excess. That is good. This isn't too warm on me. I do have a lot of like olivey, warm yellow tones. Y'all already know I describe myself as jaundiced. But this has a really good, I don't want to say neutral. It kind of comes off that way, but it isn't like too orange, which is, at least on me. I don't know what you guys think. It's not too orange on me. And for blush, I'm going to go ahead and use my Wet n Wild powder brush. Let's see. I'm trying to be gingerly with this because it's kind of hard to get into the blush. So I'm only using like one side of the brush. Let me use a different brush. Alright, I'm going to use my unicorn brush. That'll fit way better. There's some kick up. This is not highly pigmented. It does leave you with a nice little sheen, but it's not. Now this brush is denser, so it would pick up more product. And I'm not getting a lot of pigment off this blush. It's a really pretty blush, but I feel like it's almost like not there. For highlight, we're gonna go ahead and use the highlight. I'm gonna use a denser brush. I'm gonna use my Sigma F35 brush, and oh, she's cute. Like, you guys know I like intense highlighters. This one, on the camera, you see it way more. It's actually really pretty, very soft. If you're fair or fairer than me, this definitely would look beautiful on you. Especially if, I know a lot of people don't really like this, like, a ridiculous highlight like I do. I just overdo it. But you know what? You only live once, so do it up. Take a little bit of my setting spray. Spray from far, guys. You just want the brush to get that dusting of wet. And then you just press it there and blend. You get a little bit more sheen, a little bit more oomph. This trio is $20, which I think it's great. This is the only shade that they have, and I feel like it's perfect for someone maybe a little bit tanner than me, but not much more. If you're fair to medium, to like slightly tanner than medium, I think this would be okay. For eyes, I have two palettes. I have the the 4Play Wet Dry Eye Colors. These palettes are gorgeous. They have the same packaging. It's 0.14 ounces, so it's 4 grams of product. I just dropped it. This is Salvaje. Let's block that. Salvaje. It's got like the orange, it's like a peachy orange, a beautiful mustardy yellow, a beautiful blue. This is definitely Mardi Gras. I'm getting Mardi Gras vibes. I'm getting Festival vibes with this. And this was the palette that won. So I'm going to create an eye look with this. So wish me luck. It's such a beautiful palette, but this might be a palette that you might need to incorporate some of your different shadows with. This is the other palette, Wasaka. Jesus, take the wheel. And this one's a really beautiful, like this is like a royally blue, a navy blue, a periwinkle, and like a, I don't know, it's like a champagne green yellow. It's a strange shade. It's actually really beautiful. It's sheer, at least it's Swatches sheer. I'll go ahead and swatch these for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now these are said that you can use them wet, which is good. That means that the formula isn't going to get like crepey or whatever. Usually what I take from that. My hands are actually ashy. So I'm just going to swatch them dry. They're very powdery. Very. That periwinkle shade is giving me trouble. That blue feels pigmented. So these are the shades right here. Go ahead and swatch them. These don't have individual shade names. So this is how they swatch. They are swatching a little blotchy. Again, with a brush, it might be different. These two shades right here, they're more of their shimmery shades. These two are more matte. This one's more of a satin because it has a little bit of shimmer. So does the dark blue one, but it's definitely something you could go matte, bottom lash line type thing. These two right here, I definitely think you would have to use them wet so that you can get the true color of them. But this is how they swatched on my hands. It's just looking like a very sheer wash of shimmer and color. The colors are unique. One's a periwinkle and the other one's like a yellowy, I don't know. The shadows are $20. They have four separate collections. Now I've seen these shadows on other people and they look great, so I think that swatches aren't going to do them justice, but I'm going to be using one on the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and swatch Salvaje. So fingers are clean and ashy right now. I literally just use alcohol to clean everything. This is a really pretty color actually. Oh, this greenish popping. My skin is, oh, this yellow feels buttery. And that purple feels buttery out of all shades. I feel like the green is drier. You may want to use that wet. The orange is definitely drier. You may want to use that wet or as a blending color. Oh, it's such a pretty shade though. The green is pretty, the yellow, and that purple. This is definitely giving me like Mardi Gras or Festival vibes. This is really pretty. I know that they're swatched a little pale. I'm going to take my tried and true Sonia Kashuk 109 brush. I'm going to hit up that orangey shade right there. And I'm just going to take that on the crease because I like an orangey shadow on my crease. This is giving me a light wash of color. This isn't, maybe I'm using the wrong brush with it, but this is probably more of a lid shade. I am digging into this. I don't really care for how much I'm digging into this, but again, I feel like that's one of the shadows that you would use wet, because it is specifically saying that it's a wet, dry eye color. So either you could use them dry, but you probably would get better bang using them wet. Go ahead and take that yellow shade. And pressing that on the lid, but taking it to the crease. That's really pretty, actually. This is actually a really pretty yellow. Now, I have primed my eyes with concealer and set it with powder so that my shadows can go on a little bit more blended. The green, same brush at this point, and just take it on the outer V. Actually, no, let me take a more denser brush. Yeah, I'm going to take my Sigma E25. Just taking the green. There is a lot of fallout with these, to be honest. And not feeling it. It's like messing up my highlight, boo. You can't be falling out on the highlight. So these are... I don't know. I feel like these aren't as pigmented as I would want them to be, or I would think of them to be. With the brush, they're not applying as pigmented as you guys can see. Like, I'm digging. This is a drier one. These two right here are way more pigmented than... Alright, hold on. This is my first time dealing with this formulation, so let's see. This flat Cedar brush, it's just a flat brush. I'm going to take this green on this flat brush and see if it does anything. No, it's not doing any. Okay. Alright, let's try this wet then. I'm gonna wipe my brush. I'm gonna go into the green again. Ooh, it like beats, okay. I'm having a little bit of a tough time here. I'm not even gonna front. I am going to try again. I'm not sure if I should bother with that first palette. The green, not pigmented. The orangey shade, I don't know. The yellow was nice. I didn't try the purple. I'm really trying. I don't feel like I should be trying this hard. Normally, if it was any other brand, like a well-known brand, they would be getting dragged right now, to be honest. They would be getting dragged to filth. But because this is an indie brand, just it is what it is. I'm not sure how their other shadow palettes are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bronzer shade on my brush, and I'm just going to put this on my crease. This is actually my favorite product right now. Even as it's going on my eye, it's an absolutely gorgeous transition shade. And they do have 4 other palettes. These are their more colorful ones. I can't do anything with that Mardi Gras like one. And I had high hopes for that green and for that yellow. The Nitty Gritty, I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not trying to badmouth them at all. It's just a shadow palette. All right, so I'm going to go in with this dark blue right here. My same brush. This shade's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. This is like a dark blue that I love. It's got more of like, almost like a green tinge to it. It's got more of an aquamarine like blue. It's blending out. Focus. Come on now. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I feel like it's just not focusing on me as it should. So I'm just going to take that and build that up on the outer V. Sorry about my bracelets, but they're not coming off. So again, I'm using the darker blue out of the shade with my blending brush. My favorite blending brush. Doesn't do me wrong at all. The next blue shade. And pop that over that. This dense brush. It's a little bit denser. This is, I don't remember. It's a shadow brush, but I'm going to take that blue and pack that on the lid. Dissipating when I press it on. And I'm using a denser brush, one that's picking up a lot of the shadow. Yeah, everything's falling out right onto my lash line. This is actually a really pretty blue. I just feel like, what are we doing, honey? What is going on? I'm gonna take that same blue, put it on my brush, because this is a more powdery blue, so I can pick it up on my brush, wet the brush rather than wet the shadow itself. These are definitely drier. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, so this shadow works beautifully and pigmented when wet. It's actually such a pretty color though. I feel like I don't know how to make up right now. This is such a pretty shade. You see all the fallout on my face right there. Smart move, Evie, putting that powder under there. Blues stain the face. I have not met a blue that does not stain the face. I don't know if I don't know, maybe I don't know how to make up. Maybe I'm fucking lacking somewhere. It's super pigmented once wet. It's not as blendable. But what are we doing? No, no, no. Mm-mm. It's like falling out onto my face and it's giving me anxiety. Take my blending brush with that same electric blue. Take the loose and just kind of build up this crease with it. I feel like it's going to be a one color eye look type thing. As I'm blending it, I feel like it's taking away color. I don't know. I feel like I'm dumb. Like, am I having a moment of stupidity right now? Like, we not doing something right here? I'm gonna say no on the shadow palettes. I'm gonna say no on these shadow palettes from the rip. It's actually now picking up the product that I laid down. Am I not supposed to ever touch it again once I lay it down? Am I supposed to just look like I got punched in the fucking face? Take this dark blue again. I feel like I'm just making this worse, to be honest. I might just take this off and scratch the whole eye look. I might just do my makeup all over again at this point. That's how I feel right now. It's like... this looks horrid. This looks horrid right now. And I'm trying to figure out a way to fix this. Like, you could see... because I keep it real with you guys. So, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just me. But right here, you see, like, my skin tone almost peeking through. I went back in with the brush as it was dry, just to kind of help blend onto this crease. And, I see my skin. It's blotchy. I got some on my eye. The last thing I need. And as I'm blending this beautiful dark blue shade into my crease with the same blending brush, it's kind of like just not doing anything but feel like I'm making it worse. Like my very expensive Smith 253 brush, and use this little greeny shade. What I'm going to do is I'm just, as you guys can see, it's just like flaking off. It's a dry formula. I've dealt with shadows that were dry. This ain't my first rodeo. I'm still trying, guys. I'm still trying to fix this shit. How to do, I swear, I just had clients this weekend. I swear I know how to do makeup. I swear. I swear. I just swear. I just feel like incompetent right now. I'm actually at a standstill right now. I don't know what to do. I know I can make this semi-workable. I just don't like it. I'm not happy with it. I'm actually going to wipe this off. I'm very uncomfortable right now with this eye look. I don't feel this was the look I was going for. Even if I was going for it, this is just not ideal. Bronzer again, like I did earlier, and take that on my crease. I'm going to try this Periwinkle shade. I'm just going to take it on my Smith 253 brush. Then I'm going to wet the brush and then go back in again. And then I'm going to pop it in the inner corner. That's cute. This is not a very pigmented shadow at all. Again, I wet the brush. I'm going to go in there. It's not messing up the shadow at all, which is fine or whatever. I'm just going to do my simple look that I always do. Inner corner highlight. Maybe pop a color on the bottom lash line. I'm going to take the purple from the other shadow palette, this one right here, and hope that it just sticks under my eye. I'm going to take my Smith 220 brush. This one looked pigmented, but whatever. Just pressing it under the lash line. I'm going to go back in with the Osaka one, and I'm going to take the shade that I just had the worst time with. Take it on the same Smith 220 brush, wet the brush, and pop this under the lash line. It's one of those shades I don't think you can mess up if you put it under your lash line, but leave it to me, I guess, today. The little blend. This is the blending brush that I used with the green. Focus. This is the blending brush that I used with the green, and as you guys can see, there's really barely any product. It looks like I cleaned it. I didn't. I'm just blending this out right now. See, there is an eyeliner here. God, I hope this works. This is the Rebelde Eye Definer Liquid Liner. I haven't opened it yet. The shadows I said were $20. This eyeliner, let me see. Okay, so this is Zapatista eyeliner. It's $15, a liquid liner. Let's see if it's waterproof. Long wearing liquid eyeliner, water resistant, will not run or fade. Thin to thick, always bold, always on, and always ready for travesuras like you y tus chicas. Okay. Our brush, it's a felt tip. So let's see. Ooh, that's dark. All right. Haven't done a wing liner in forever, but you know, my makeup skills are so on point today. It is what it is. Anyway, gonna go ahead and I've never used one with a felt tip like this before. Ooh. Let me redip it. It looks like it dries out pretty quickly on the tip. Of course, not on the back end, but I need the tip so that I can draw a wing liner. So, yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay, my love, so I added a black lip liner, which actually intensified the darkness of the lip. So now it looks like a blue black in person and it looks black on my viewfinder. But this is tatuaje, tattoo on the lips. Again, I made it blacker because I added a lip liner to prevent any bleeding. You could definitely, I have blue eyeliners that I could have definitely added it to. It probably would have just looked blue. My favorite items of this collection would have to be the bronzer from the trio. This is very powdery. The bronzer was actually the least powdery of anything. I used it for my crease as well, which I think it's a gorgeous color. I actually would be reaching for this a lot. For the highlight, I could kind of do without, but this is something that I would use on days where I want just something, you know, fresh, light. I did intensify it with MAC Fix Plus or Homemade Fix Plus. I don't know, the blush is my least favorite. It's something that just didn't swatch well on my skin. It ended up taking, but I was digging into it with a brush and I barely got any color. You guys know I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I mean, I'm grateful that they sent me this so that I can try out and see what I like and don't like from the collection. Now, the eyeliner. The eyeliner is actually really beautiful. It's very pigmented, as you guys can see. I do not like the wand on this at all. I can't work with it. It could definitely be user error. But I feel like because it's felt tip, it gets that one little hair on the end of it because it's getting frizzy already. It's just not something that I would use a lot. But I would probably take this, take it out, use one of my brushes and use that because it is very pigmented, very beautiful. Definitely will use this again, but I'll probably try it with a brush instead of with the one that's included in there. Of course, with every brand, there's great things and then there's some duds or things that just don't work for other people. They might work for someone else, but they do not work for me. Now, the packaging on this, absolutely divine. They did an amazing job at the packaging for this collection. It's very sturdy, very well made. The mirrors are beautiful. Now, I would say my least favorite items. We're going like favorite, not favorite, you know, type items. The brow, actually no, I forgot about this. These brow pomades or these brow and eye paints, they're actually really good on my brows. I didn't like the color of Frida, which was the darkest shade. It was too warm for me, but I darkened it up with a little bit of shadow, and I feel like my brows look amazing. It matches my hair, just matches my whole look, my whole aesthetic. And then we have the shade La Doña, which is actually, it looks warmer, but it is actually like a perfect taupey shade. So my only gripe with these is that there's not something dark enough for us brunettes, or for us rebeldas that love dark brows, that love our emo brows is what I call them. So I hope they do expand their shades, maybe 1 or 2 more shades, maybe something for our redheads, because we do have a lot of redhead Latinas out there, honey. We do. But I feel like with La Doña, you can get away with that. If you have blondish hair, reddish hair, this is something that you could definitely use. Frida is definitely more meant for brunettes, but brunettes with warmer tones in their hair, like browns, blondes, and etc., etc. Me, it looked too warm, and it looked like a really big contrast between my actual natural hair color and what I was putting on my brows. My least favorite item, and I didn't omit too much in my video. I, of course, showed you guys that I tried to work the palette. Of course, it's edited, so you don't get to see how badly I struggled with these shadow palettes, and it's both of them. Both with Oaxaca, which I don't know how to pronounce, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing it wrong, and Salvaje. Now, with Salvaje, I went in, this was like, oh my god, this was the most voted for palette on my poll when I did it in one of my beauty pages, one of the beauty pages that I'm part of. This was the most voted for palette. It just is a beautiful looking palette, and I'm going to tell you right now that the most pigmented shades on that palette is this purple, and this purple is a light purple. It's one of those purples that it's kind of like an Easter purple, which is fine, but you know, when you slap it on the eye, these are very splotchy. The yellow was actually really nice too. I used it on the crease a little bit. Now these two shades right here, this green, it's a drier formula. I used it wet and I used it dry, and I was not happy with it. I am a professional makeup artist. I also do YouTube. I love doing YouTube. But I also, I work on other people. I felt very inexperienced when I was using this palette, and I got very frustrated using this palette. And then when I went and moved on to the other palette, I felt even more, I just felt worse. And that's not a feeling that I would want to have one of my clients feel or one of my customers feel. So I'm hoping that if they do see this review, that they might try to improve on their shadows a bit. It definitely has potential. The color selections on all their palettes, because they have 4. This is more vibrant, so of course you may want one of their neutral palettes to try out. I haven't tried either of the other palettes. There's 4 in total, but from these 2 right here, I'm not happy with them. This shade right here, although beautiful, it's the dark blue one. This one's from the Osaka palette. Oh my god, I'm butchering. I know I'm butchering it. It's beautiful. And I started packing it on with my usual brush that I pack on my very pigmented outer V colors, and it's beautiful. And then when I went to take it onto the crease, it was splotchy, it was skipping. This one right here is what I have on my under eye, along with this purple right here. So I placed this one, wet it a little bit, wet the brush a little bit, and placed that under my lash line. And then I placed this blue under there. This blue has potential. It's gorgeous when you swatch it, right? When you put it on the eye, you get nothing. When you put this green on the eye, you get nothing. And once you wet it, the color is gorgeous. But when you go to try to blend it out, as you would any shadow, you're just not going to slap it on your eye and hope for the best. When you go to put it on your eye and blend, it actually picks up whatever you've put down. I'm sorry, I'm thirsty and I'm hungry. It already picks up what you've already put down, and then it causes skipping. Now, I tried it with an eye primer afterwards, and I tried it with my usual concealer with setting powder on top so that my shadows aren't affected, and I still got the same results. So I'm not happy about that. I tried numerous times before I called it quits. I was filming for over an hour trying to do a successful eye look with these, and what you guys saw was me trying my damnedest. And I hope that I'm not trying to, you know, kick the company or knock them for doing what it do. I don't think you would be happy with the pigmentation on these as a consumer. I'm just specifically talking about these 2 palettes. I don't know how their other 2 palettes perform, and I'm not sure if they're working on maybe updating their pigmentation or their formulation on these palettes, but I personally would recommend that they do. Their bronzer shade was the one shade that they did right. They did it perfect. It blended out beautifully. It didn't go on blotchy or splotchy, and I feel like you can take similar steps to create shadows that stick to the eye and that blend beautifully and stuff. Now, I have it on my bottom lash line because I figured if I can't get it on my bottom lash line, then there's nothing I can do with these shadows. I can't do anything with them. So I feel like these are going to be my bottom lash line palettes, which is kind of discouraging because that's not what I wanted them for. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like this review. I try to keep it as real with you guys as possible. I definitely do still recommend supporting them. Give them a like or a follow on Instagram or Twitter. Tell them I sent you if you want. If you don't, whatever. Check out their website. Their lip products are on point. I rambled on long enough about this. I hope you guys like this video. Please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye. I snorted up so much blue eyeshadow. I'm going to be shitting it out later. That's how bad it is. I had a dream. I had the craziest fucking dream, and I told everyone about it, and they probably all think I'm insane. But I had a dream that Post Malone, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but I had a dream that Post Malone, I don't know how we met. I think I was in New York doing God knows what the fuck I was doing in New York. But I was there, and I don't know, I guess he liked my personality. I don't know why, because I don't like my own personality. And he said, I forgot what he said. Oh, he asked me what I did. And I said that I do YouTube, and that I would think it would be a great idea for him to do my makeup on my channel. And he was like, let's go. And I was in New York. I have none of my equipment. I have none of my makeup. And then he was like, let's go to Sephora. And I was like, it's like what dreams are made of. You end up at Sephora. He picked out all the makeup, It's probably the only makeup dream I've ever had, to be honest, and it had Post Malone on it. And then I asked him if he had a camera, and then we ended up at Best Buy and he bought a camera. And I'm like, okay, but you don't have to buy these. We could have just filmed that shit off my phone. I had my tripod. And he was like, no, we doing it big. And I had no idea. But we ended up filming the tutorial and it was the best shit ever. And then I had a nightmare because my life isn't complete without actually sleeping for more than 20 minutes and not having a nightmare. So yeah, but that was a good dream because I still remember it, y'all. I was like, I'm Post Malone's friend. So stupid. I don't even know. He don't even know who the hell I am. I told everybody that dream and everybody thinks I'm crazy now. Crazier. Keyword. Want to get off a PR list real fast? What can you do? Cheetos, can you sponsor a girl? And can you make these permanent? These are Chipotle Ranch. Listen, motherfuckers, I have been filming for 3 hours. One of those hours I spent on those shadow palettes trying to make them work. I felt like a toddler playing with blocks for the first time, okay? I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat my feelings, okay? And if you don't like chewing, sorry, not sorry. Peace.